Okay, this is a quick walkthrough. Well, probably not quick. I'm gonna try and make it quick. Walkthrough of the prefabs I've been working on for my map. Hopefully, the prefabs, once I've finished them all, at least for the first map, will help me to place everything quickly. That way, I can focus on making the best quality terrain while not having to worry about making other things to go in it. I can just place it almost like an entity, just copy, paste, put it where I want, and move on. Um, so let's start. All the buildings are actually solid meshes. They're not super like complex brushes where you can open the door and go inside and because I try to be think creatively, and I came to determine that complex brushes really slows down frames for your FPS. Um, you don't want your frames to be too slow, so I figured let's try and make them real basic while making them look really nice. And then my idea behind this is basically you'll see this, and most buildings will probably have their own space in the world somewhere, and you won't see it. You won't know where it's at. You won't be able to get there unless you cheat or something. But you'd walk up, press the use key, and then you'd be teleported to that building, the inside of the building on its own space in that map. It'd work the same with exiting. It'd be almost like just like a quick transition, almost like loading a map, but it would be quicker. Um, the reason I'm doing this is because I believe that it will keep gameplay, the performance of the gameplay at a substantial speed and won't slow down things too much. If I feel a map has issues with that, I'll probably take the more complex ones out of that map and put them in their own map. Or I may even just certain groups of maps with the interiors already in them, and then you just load the map for that for the interiors. Like it'll be the map may be called Start Map. All right, let's just say it's called Start Map. You load up Start Map and you go in this building. Dun 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 dun. Press E use. All of a sudden, it loads up a map and you're inside the building you want to be in. I would have to detect where the player was transitioning from and determine the spawn point for that transition, probably using Frick file or something. Um, and I could have like all the interiors or the most complex ones in a start downspace INTER. Basically, interior, all the interiors would be saved in their own map. But that's all for later testing and whatnot. They can all be done and changed easily. Let's get into talking about these buildings. This was originally designed to be a very poor person shack. It's not very detailed. I mean, it has some detail, but it's meant to be very basic, very dull. Um, Obviously, or it's got a hay roof. Pink shit won't be there. It'll be once all the engine modifications are put in. I still tried to add a little bit of detail into it so it didn't seem real flat, with the hay hanging off and the corners having their own brushwork, the door sticking out some. Next, I set out to sign another shack, and I actually like this shack much. I may not even be using this original shack, at least not in the first map or in the first area that these shacks will be used. These shacks were originally designed to be for more wealthy NPCs. Obviously, it has a similar design, but it looks a lot nicer. Obviously, it's got the detailed door, and then you can't really see it because there's no lighting. It's just full bright right now because this is a prefab map. But there's details on the edges of the buildings as well. Um, There's a tool shed which everyone will probably have. But I'll probably uh, come up with other ideas to add on to the buildings. That way, they each seem a little bit different. I can just copy and paste those and put them on to our shacks and whatnot. You can see there's a ugly little sprite flickering around up there. Um, I screwed up when making a quick testing sprite. I don't know what happened, but basically each chimney will have like smoke and stuff coming out of it just to give each building little characteristics of its own. Excuse me. This is a market stall. Obviously, you won't be able to walk up on that when I'm finished. I believe I just need to make the models to put in this, and the models that are in each of these slots will probably determine what each NPC sells. Like, let's say this was some kind of a potion merchant. He would have a health potion, a mana potion, and I don't know, cure all, like cure a cure potion. Fuck it. I haven't decided if I'll actually have you talk to the NPCs or you'll just walk up and press the use key on the item you want to buy, and they ask you if you would like to buy that item. You say yes or no. Um, I'll go on more about that a little later. Well, let's say a little bit more now. As you can see, even with this like simple structure, I tried to add in detail where I could when I couldn't through a texture or something because of how simple the structure already is. Um, as you can see, the cloth actually droops. I can probably do a little better, uh, like widen those droops some so they don't look like they shoot out flat and drop down. But this is all early stuff. But I'm doing my best to actually give everything a little bit alive. This is where the tavern. This is the tavern. Probably my biggest. Yeah, it is my biggest, obviously. I think it's fairly nice looking too. But this is where on the inside. This is where the tavern owner would be behind a bar. He'd have probably like a stove and some some ale and whatnot behind there. Um, this is the front of the tavern. In the front, you can see that there's two windows up top, which means there's going to be a second floor. Um, on the second floor, you'll probably have just like tables and I don't know. What do you think? Tables and maybe some beds or something, couches, a bunch of props. I don't know. You'll I'll just have to make it when I make it. I haven't really thought that far yet. The bottom would probably be more tables and stuff. A bunch of people having fun, maybe playing card games or something. Bar wenches. There's a balcony. There's no stairs or anything to the balcony. The only way to reach it will be from the inside. On the back, there's a really tall chimney. Actually, it's so big it sticks out the back of the building. My thoughts is probably there'll be a big fireplace here and then a little opening for a smaller fireplace, and then it'll go up. That way, you have the upstairs has its own fireplace, and then so is the downstairs. Um, I, I plan on raising the this just a little bit because I don't want to put an NPC there or something and have his head poking out the top. And I feel like I can't if I can't walk through here, which it's not really important to walk in, but if I can't walk through there, that these NPCs heads are going to be poking out the top of the cloth and are intersecting with it or something. I don't want that. Ugly sprite. Back of shack. Back shack. The end.